Friends, welcome to our YouTube channel. Country is witnessing a all-round violence in the aftermath of Ram Navami processions. You must have noticed that not only in Bengal, Bihar, Maharashtra, Delhi and other places, right during the procession of Ram Navami, the violence started and it is going unabated in some places for last 4 to 5 days. Now this Ram Navami procession as such is an occasion of spreading love and peace, amity and harmony. But during last few years, this festival is changing its form. And even during 2023, last year also, we witnessed very bad violence in Delhi and even on the occasion of Hanuman Jayanti. This year it has been much more widespread, and last year we remember that in MP in Khargone, where Ram Navami procession was taken out, after the procession 52 houses were subjected to bulldozer on the pretext that it is from these houses that stone throwing was done. Now this year, not only that bulldozer was used after that, of course there is no such news, but during the Ram Navami procession in Bengal, bulldozer was used, and most of this form of Ram Navami procession has changed over a period of last many decades. When in our childhood we used to celebrate it, it was just pleasant songs, bhajans, distributing sweets and meeting each other with love and affection. Now the whole procession is equipped with swords, lathis and flags which are saffron, and these people who go in the procession, they are dancing. There is the addition of loud music, DJ, and in this music not only devotional songs but the songs abusive of minority community, songs which are provocative are played very loudly, and people dance and shout and hurl abuses on the minority community during the procession. This is something else which is happening. The second thing which has happened is that many years earlier also, these processions, they take permission to go on a particular route. Police denies them to go through the minority areas, through the mosques, etc. But the procession organizers deliberately take it in front of a mosque, through the Muslim majority area, where they hurl abuses, make provocative speeches and sing provocative songs and dance. Now this has led to a sort of a very uncomfortable situation. Many times the stone throwing is what is projected, and most of the what is called Godi media, they generally show that processions were going on, there was a stone throwing because of which the violence took place. Now this is really half side of the story. The real story is that there is a strong provocation which is a crime. There is a carrying of swords which is a crime. There is a deviation from the route allotted which is a crime. And all this is not covered by the media, and these things people do with gay abandon very freely because they know that they will not be punished. Now as far as religious processions are concerned, during colonial period, British rule, we saw communal forces using these processions like Ram Navami, Ganesh Visarjan, Muharram, where each communal forces were using this to instigate violence, to make their place, make their say. But somehow the deep scholars tell us that during British period, while on one side British sowed the seeds of divisive politics, on the other side the police was fairly neutral, and beyond a point these processions were not used for that. Now after independence, the nature of violence has changed, the nature of police attitude has changed, and it has become fairly one-sided, which comes out in most of the inquiry commission reports. Now we are witnessing this from last 3-4 years, but earlier also many such processions have taken place which have instigated serious violence. Last year, in the aftermath of severe violence on the occasion of Ram Navami procession, a citizens committee went into compiling the reports, and this citizens and lawyers committee, its findings are presented by Chandar Uday Singh, and this report points out the occasions when these processions were taken. It underlines the fact that processions violate the police permission and they take a route which is not correct, which is provocative. It also points out that most of the violence is instigated from within the procession. And here one also recalls that parallel stone throwing many times takes place because the minority community many times feels intimidated and no option is left. Dr. V.N. Rai, the ex-Director General of Police, Uttar Pradesh, in his doctoral work says that first stones many times are thrown by the minority because they see no other option as they are surrounded and lot of provocation is given to them. It is very difficult to say who throws the stones, who enters the mosque, carries the stones, who enters the terraces, carries the stones, but that is attributed to the violence which is quite questionable. Now this report I was telling, which has come out, and Chandar Uday Singh has given some instances, and three major instances I'll tell you where religious processions have been used to instigate the violence. First is of course Mumbai 1970, Bhiwandi Jalgaon, Madan Commission, and it tells that the Shivaji procession with nearly 10,000 people, they shouted abusive slogans and there was a provocation because of which the violence took place. Madan Commission. Then there is a Kota Commission which is by Justice Bhargav in 1989, which also gives a similar conclusion. And most horrific violence which took place again in 1989 in Bhagalpur. There are three judges who went into investigation of this, and this is two of them are Sinha and Hassan. They also came to the conclusion that the procession was deliberately taken to the area where the permission was not there, Tatarpur, which is a Muslim majority area. And not only that, many times these three reports tell us how processions are being used by communal forces to increase their political power, as they know that such processions, such violence will lead to polarization and the consequent increase in the electoral strength. Recently, what has also been observed painfully, that processionists not only shout abusive slogans, mostly they climb up the mosque, remove the green flag and hoist the saffron flag there. Throwing gulal on mosque was fairly common, but now it is taking a horrific shape. It is time that we come to form inter-religious committees. The police begins mohalla committees and things like that, so that there is amity between the people. Number two, the processions going from the route which is not permitted, serious action should be taken against the organizers. Serious action should be taken against those carrying swords and pistols. Serious objection should be taken to bulldozer being taken in the processions. So if the government has to focus on this to ensure that there is peace and harmony in the society, and Ram Navami, which is a very sacred occasion, should be used for promoting peace and not for promoting violence. Also, the misconceptions and hatred which has been cultivated against minority community needs to be combated by a social movement for spreading truth, harmony, peace, and the real intimacy which Indian society had from centuries, where people from one religion used to participate in the festivals of other religions and used to share joy and pleasantness with each other. This year's incidents are a real warning signal that now even the religious festivals are not being spared and they are being weaponized, they are being used to spread violence, and strict action should be taken by police, state authorities, and social groups which want to promote amity and peace in the community. Thank you very much. If you like the video, do share, do forward it, and do subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much.